Hey, geeks. This is cousin Heather Stone Capel from Mamaroneck, New York. When I'm not decorating my Disney tree or doing my 1,000-piece Mickey and Minnie Christmas puzzle, I go geeking on Walt Disney World with Curtis, Lindsay, and the whole Geekin family.
Hey, Disney World geeks! Curtis Stone here, and welcome to episode 375, the Geekin on Walt Disney World podcast. This week, my friend and yours, Glen Kessler, joins me to review his son, father, and mom trip to Disney World. And at one point, Glen says he does a little Disney World research. Now, saying Glen does a little Disney World research is like saying Disney World does a little magic. Thank you for the Geekin family that gave me that analogy and I shared in our private Facebook group. I believe Jen Batchelder was the first one to say Disney does a little magic. And Liz Cody, thank you. She agreed with magic. Amy Guy Rhodes said magic also. So I had 3 people mention that. I thought that was a good one. Amy Beckner says Glen Kessler does a little research on Walt Disney World like Disney does a little gift shop at the end of each ride. Or Becky Struble says he does a little research like Disney does a little fireworks show. Awesome, guys, geeks. We have fun every single day here on our private Facebook group. Welcome to our show. If you're new to the show, thanks for joining us. I started the podcast over 6 years ago with my daughter, Lindsay. We started talking about our family Disney World trips, and then I started bringing on my Disney geeks. I call them my Disney geeks. They're the Geekin family to tell their trip stories. I'm just amazed just how positive, caring, and generous our listeners are. They prove that every single week. We like to bring a family atmosphere here on the podcast. They started calling me the Podfather. I thank them so much for doing that, and we love bringing you guys on to tell your Disney World trip stories. It's the holidays. It's Christmas time. It's time for family, and we want to thank you for being a part of our Disney family this year especially. Yes, we are independent Disney authorized travel agents with Fairy Tale Concierge. It's time for the Traveling Tiaras to tell us their travel tips. All right, it's time for our holiday edition of the Traveling Tips with the Traveling Tiaras. Hello, ladies.
Hello. Hello, Curtis. Hello, geeks.
Hi, geeks. I want to ask you a bunch of questions. And I want to have them answered immediately.
Yes. We are very demanding here on the Geekin podcast, ladies.
You are. You're a slave driver. Yes.
Merry Christmas this week. And we had a nice time over at Auntie Judy's, to say the least.
Yes, we did.
We went
really
to
did.
A parade in the center of Winston.
Not just any parade, a gator parade.
A gator parade in the...
And Margarita got to watch all the little alligators on leashes walk down the street.
Totally awesome.
Actually, the gator parade is a tradition here, and it's named after a gentleman in Winsted, Connecticut, and his last name was Gator, or his first name was Gator. I don't remember. But anyways, they decorate all the fire trucks from all the surrounding towns, and they gather together and they drive through at night with their sirens and lights and all the Christmas lights, and Santa's on the truck, and it's great. It's a lot of fun.
I think Curtis posted a little video of that on the Geekin page last night, so if you want to see that, check that out.
It was fun waving to them. It was loud. It was almost like a normal time going to a midwinter parade in town. So that was fun. And fun going over to Auntie Judy's. We got surprised, Mama. Well, first of all, I want to thank Auntie Judy for my Christmas gift, Jam Jar Wine.
Yep. Yeah, she's
I knew it was your favorite.
And mine, too. I got Mickey plates, a whole set of Mickey plates. I should put some pictures up of those. Those were really cute.
Yeah.
Old school Mickey. Yep.
And they are available on Amazon if anybody's...
I know. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those designs were fantastic. I love the old Mickey
The old
drawings.
school Mickey. Yeah.
They all have a little saying on them. They're fantastic, Judy. Thank you.
And they're Corel, actually, which
They're
I
Corel.
like that.
Yeah, I'll be using those for sure. But then the Geekin family shocked Mama and I, surprised us. We had no idea what was going on.
Yep.
Judy came out.
No. I knew something was going on when Judy put on her teacher voice. I always tell her when she puts on her teacher voice, okay, pay attention. I always know something's up. I just knew by her teacher voice.
A little tear in her eye as she made Uncle Ken video and go live on our Facebook group last night. And first handed us a little card. I'll read you the card. It says, hope you feel the circle of love around you. It says, Dear Kurt and Margita, we feel your pain across the miles between us. And in this tough year, when nothing seems to want to go right, we wanted you to know how much the love you put out into this world means to us. Your listeners, your friends, your Geekin family. Card says, sharing your sadness and wishing you comfort and sympathy. I can't even say it. Yeah, I was quite emotional. And Auntie Judy, I don't know how she hid it from us, out from the back behind her chair or from somewhere magical.
It was in the next room.
The next room.
We never saw it coming. I never suspected anything.
She pulled out this amazing portrait, hand painted by Glen Kessler.
Glen Kessler. Wow.
And I just want to read all of the names so I can thank everyone. Heather Wiles, Wendy Fox, Samantha Kuhn, Judy and Ken Ludwig, Jen Batchelder, Glen Kessler, of course, Jeff Opolka, Travis Dietrich, Deirdre Watts, AJ Mills, Brian Wall, the Castros, Kevin Curtis Allen, Jamie Givens, Tony Ann Zarcone, EJ Cruz, Rob Madiri, Jeff Kessler, and Daniel Ginger. I hope I got everybody there. But Mom, what'd you feel like when you saw that portrait?
I was completely shell-shocked.
Well, wait for
then to see my little babies looking at me just like they did in life.
Who don't know, it's a portrait of your three dogs, Luke, Sadie, and Lola.
On the couch. Like they weren't supposed to get on the couch.
Yeah, right?
That never lasted. How many couches did we go through?
Everybody that has dogs knows how that is, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yep. And they were not supposed to go on your bed, but then,
I think they destroyed 3 couches, but that's okay. They were awfully special to us. Luke is still with us, but he's not doing that well. If you don't know, we lost our Sadie of 12 years and Lola last year about the same time, our little bulldog. And I guess Lindsay was the one who supplied like 50 pictures so Glenn could paint this portrait.
I texted Lindsay and told her what we were doing, and she was at work, and she said, well, as soon as I get out of work, I'll send you some pictures. Well, within 2 hours, I think, she had sent me a whole bunch of pictures, and I shot them right off to Glenn to get things going. So she was really quick on top of it.
Hey, Mom, what do you think? Did that portrait or picture capture those dogs? And what?
Glenn, I know he said he's been doing it, I think, for 13 years, doing dog pictures, paintings. And it just captures the soul in their eyes. I just couldn't get over it. I mean, I lost it. I apologize for maybe blubbering a bit, but I couldn't help it. It was so intense and it was so emotional. And Geeks, I love you and I thank you. And it was just the best surprise ever. I don't like surprises. I don't know if you know that, but let me tell you, this was amazing. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart.
And you look at the picture and it's almost like you can reach out and touch Luke and pet his fur. It's so realistic. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Incredible.
It's amazing.
It's very typical of what their facial expressions that are there. The way, especially Sadie and Lola used to hang out and lay on the couch like that together. I think that he took a picture like that. And then now it's not untypical for Luke to be on the couch at the same time also. And the way Luke is looking right at you, which is typical of him, and Sadie not quite looking at you, and Lola kind of snuggled up into Sadie. I mean, it's just so perfect. Well, and I just wanted to tell Glenn, I don't know, I can't beat him at Toy Story Mania. I can't beat him at Buzz Lightyear. Now I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be able to beat him at the animation studio at Rafiki's Planet Watch. I'm stunned at the talent of Glen Kessler, and I just want to reach out to you guys. If you want a portrait done, especially I know he does animals like this. Man, it's a beautiful. I know he's told me we called him last night. He said, people get really emotional when they get this type of work done for them. So reach out to Glen Kessler, and you can private message me or Glenn, and if you want some kind of work. And he does have a studio where he trains people how to paint. So if you ever want to learn how to paint, and you can get into one of his classes, which aren't easy to get into. I know he's been doing virtual, but
yeah, he's an incredible human being.
Yes,
we love him.
He's amazing.
And everyone who contributed, because it's not a cheap thing. This is besides the shipping, which I don't know what the shipping has got to be.
Yeah,
the frame is just the frame
your
is
generosity,
amazing.
Your kindness, your love. I felt it. Oh, I still feel it. It's you're all amazing geeks. Love you.
It was shocking. So I just keep saying,
just giving back to you, Curtis and Margita, for what you have done by creating this podcast and the family that you have created through
I think,
podcast.
Judy, I think we get back way more than we give.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
I know.
I don't think it's equal.
I feel a little pressure. I don't think we're as like I saw this bumper sticker say one time. I wish I was as good as my dog thinks I am, and I wish I was as good as my podcast listeners think I am. So
yeah, I agree.
Beautiful. Guys, well, we're going to continue on. We're going to try to continue on.
Yes,
here. I want to answer a couple of questions we had. So I had someone join our private Facebook group. That's where all of us get together and chat on every single day. That's where these relationships are definitely built and carry on a daily basis. Jennifer Edmondson has joined us, guys.
Hi, Jennifer.
Hello.
I asked 3 questions. One of them is, what's a topic about Disney World you'd love for us to cover? She says, return of FastPass, when and if it happens.
Your guess is as good as ours, Jennifer.
Everybody wants to know.
I don't think for a while. I think at least through 2021. At least.
Yeah, I think you're probably right.
Wow.
Yeah. Sadly, I feel like it's going to be a while.
And they could surprise us. We don't know some of these things.
Let's hope. Let's hope that that's what happens.
In the new year, we got lots of hope. She wants to know DVC tips. I'm going to give her a DVC tip. I don't know if you guys. I mean, I'm going to give you my famous DVC tip. And then I'll give you this one, the resort hopping. I want to know what you guys think about resort hopping.
That's a good one.
Do you recommend it? Let me answer the DVC tip. So here's the number one DVC tip I always give everybody. You got to want to go to Disney World at least once a year or every other year. And you want to stay at the deluxe resorts, the best accommodations on property, including 1 bedroom, 2 bedrooms. If that fits you and you've got the money, then take a look at vacation at Disney. We're going to be paying ours off in January, Mama. Yay. Mm-hmm. We did borrow some to do ours 10 years ago, and we pay it off this year. So that's my number one DVC tip. We've got a little messaging group that Kevin Curtis Allen sponsors. If you want to know anything about DVC, reach out to him. He's an expert.
That's a great one. I think Mandy Ray is in that one too.
Yeah,
another expert. Yeah,
I got a little chat that goes on. I got a little chat that goes on that channel, and so check that out. And I trained him, and now he trains everyone else. He's coming to Disney World for G3 on his DVC points. Now the resort hopping, Auntie Judy, do you like to resort hop? And what are some of your
I love to resort hop, but the caveat this year is you can only resort hop if you are coming from a park to a different resort. And you really need to have a reservation for a meal there. If you're driving, if without a reservation for a meal, they're not going to let you in. So you've got to come in on Disney transportation. And when you're done, you've got to be able to get out on Disney transportation. You've got to go back to a park. You can't go from the Poly to Pop Century.
No.
Don't go that way.
And just make sure you keep track of your time so that you can get back to a park that's still open in order to get back to your resort, which is going to be tough for park hours are out for January and February. And I think the latest the park stays open is
7.
Yeah. So
you guys are taking a different spin on this than I was thinking. I was thinking split stay. Mom, what do you? Let's take it from.
You're talking about.
I don't know. It could
that's different. No,
it could be either.
That's different than resort hopping.
Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah.
See, I was wrong. What do you think?
I mean, you could leave the Magic Kingdom, and you could take the monorail to the Contemporary, and then right now you would zoom past the Poly, get off at the Grand Floridian, but then you could walk back to the Poly.
Absolutely. To have drinks or a snack or something.
Real easy. Easy.
And
then get back on the monorail and get back over to the Magic Kingdom. Or you could walk from the Magic Kingdom to the Grand Floridian now.
I know.
You sure can.
Yes, that's available.
Excited to do that.
Yep.
But don't walk all the way around because you can't yet.
You can't, no.
Excuse me.
Cannot get to the Contemporary from the Poly.
Well, you can if you can swim with the gators.
Yeah, swim through the real gators.
Kidding.
The other thing that we're looking forward to do at G3 is the Skyliner pub crawl, which would include resort hopping.
Sure.
That sounds like a lot of fun now, and that's a
bonus.
bonus.
Got a lot of options there too. The boardwalk area, the Caribbean beach, the Riviera. Yeah.
Beach club.
That'd be a good one.
Yacht club, beach club, all that.
You got it.
Jazz.
Yeah, that's a great area.
Good question. Well, what do you think of? I gotta ask Mama this because I know she likes to unload her luggage, put everything away, and a split stay. Mama, what's your tips on a split stay? Because we have done, and I think you have enjoyed it.
I do like them. You're probably going to lose at least a half a day when you change resorts. For us, it's been okay. Well, maybe we should define what a split stay is. Okay. Split stay is staying at more than one resort during your week or your 2 weeks at Disney. And if you're staying there a longer time, it's kind of a fun thing to do to get yourself to be able to see more of the resorts, which is one of my goals, is to stay in every single Disney resort.
Close.
Yeah. But yeah, so the day of the switch, it's been easy for us because Judy and Ken are usually with us, and we can put our own luggage in the car and then drive over. I think Disney will send your luggage to your next resort.
They do a good job of that, don't you think?
I've heard 50-50. I've heard some people have good luck. I think more good luck than bad luck, but on occasion, some people don't get their stuff. So
timely,
Timely, yeah. But it's actually a lot of fun. You get to see a resort. Maybe on your day of transition, maybe you go and have breakfast somewhere at a resort. We've done it at the Kona Cafe and had the delicious breakfast that they serve with the Tonga toast.
To Boma.
We've done Boma, yep. So, and then you can head over to a park. I think because we had the car, we would take the luggage over to the resort that we were moving to and store it with
in the car.
Bells. Or did we? Okay.
Yeah, we left
it with Bell Services or just left it there. And then we would catch a bus and go to a park and come back whenever and bring our stuff up to the room. So I enjoy it.
You gotta stay at least a week, though, don't you?
Yeah, at least a week.
Well, let me tell you about my favorite split stay. On a very cold and rainy day, we were going to.
Oh, I know, Judy.
Beach club, and we were leaving. I don't remember where we were leaving, but I had to go through the Magic Kingdom. It's raining. It's sleety.
Well, I think people have to understand that you have the scooter, so you cannot come in the car with us.
So I had to go to a park. So I'm at the Magic Kingdom. I am the only person at the bus stop, and they finally came and made sure that they brought a bus so that they could get me to the new resort. Oh, it was miserable.
It was the one day of the week that was flooding rains, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the water was up to your ankles everywhere.
More scooter tips.
In January, right?
All right, I got another question. I'll give you another question. Sherry Thompson says, hi, all these exclamation points. She's driving.
Hi, Sherry.
Sherry Thompson.
Is it Jerry or Sherry?
Sherry.
I'm sorry, Sherry.
Sherry, baby,
Sherry, baby.
Sherry.
Okay.
Oh, more singing this week.
Uh-oh.
She's driving to Magic Kingdom this Sunday, which is today. This is This was a question that we got in our private Facebook group. If I want a rope drop, what time do you suggest getting there? I was thinking 7 a.m. for an 8 a.m. opening. How early have they been letting people into the TTC?
Oh, that's tough.
Well, we had some great answers. The great thing about our private Facebook group is that we have people in the parks every day. and they respond with such great answers.
What are they saying about the TTC? Or feet on the ground?
Oh, this one. Yeah,
or scooter wheels on the ground.
Or scooters on the ground.
Amy Blackwell Lane had a great answer. She says, if you're driving, just be aware they may not open the parking lot until 7 a.m. for an 8 a.m. opening. I've heard about that. Driving is not the best way to get to the parks, usually when you want to get there early. She said that happened to me last month. They'll make you drive around to the car care center to wait and then come back around if you're too early. She said, I'd leave it so you drive up to the gate a couple of minutes before 7, or better yet, book a breakfast at one of the Magic Kingdom resorts in walking distance. Have fun. That's a good one. Great tip. Yeah. Don't you think you got to be at the park an hour before opening, don't you think?
Yeah, I would definitely. If that was me.
Always as a rule.
Any park, yeah, I would do that.
Jen Galambo said the same thing. We showed up right at 8 for a 9 a.m. opening, and one morning they were let in at 8:15, the other a couple of minutes past 8. So there's some real recent.
Little variations, but I would definitely try for an hour before.
I think the difference we're hearing right now is that people that drive in are getting stopped, and people that are taking the bus and like the Skyliner stuff have a better chance to get in early. But you will get in early. They'll get you rocking and rolling. So
it's always worth it to go a little earlier than you think. Absolutely.
All right, Mama, how about your tip of the week?
Okay, my tip was just something that I believe I gave this several weeks ago, telling you that they are offering the lobster roll at the Tomorrowland Terrace. Remember when I talked about that?
Yeah.
Well, today I read that the Tomorrowland Terrace actually has the whole Columbia Harbor House menu.
Yeah.
Since Columbia Harbor House is not open, the menu is now being offered at the Tomorrowland Terrace. How long that's going to go on, I don't know. I feel like probably it's probably going to last through Christmas and maybe New Year's because of higher crowd level. But hopefully it lasts for a while longer. That's fantastic. You can get your Columbia Harbor House fix, even though it's not open, by going to the Tomorrowland Terrace.
But I could bring my upstairs crew at the Columbia Harbor House t-shirt, and where do I go?
Well, you wear it and you go to the Tomorrowland Terrace.
A good choice.
Know you.
Because it's outdoors, so it's easier to do more social distancing because
exactly.
Tomorrowland Terrace, Tomorrowland Terrace, that one is all outdoors, so it's easier to eat where Harbor House is all indoors. So
so really it's pretty much the full menu. Whatever you could wanted there, you could get there. So that's tips.
That's been a relaxation station also, I believe, during this time, and that's where you used to do your dessert parties in that space too.
It's a great spot. Nice central area, lots of room.
All right, Auntie
Good
Judy.
Social distancing.
Okay, I didn't really have one, but Kurt gave me a really good one. He told me that we are going to be getting another stimulus check from the government. So I spent my last stimulus check on a sewing machine. But I think a better idea is to spend your stimulus check on a trip to
Disney World trip.
And you'll be helping their economy. You'll give yourself a great time. And you can call Marquita and I, and we'll take care of spending it for you.
There you go.
I love that tip, Auntie Judy.
But my real tip was I just want to wish all the geeks Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. It's Friday. I can't wait. It's going to be different, but it's still going to be great.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to all the geeks and Happy Holidays and Happy New Year. We love you.
You got us through this year, geeks.
Yeah, thank you. They always tell me
thanks for your support.
We got them through, but they get us through too.
They get us through, absolutely.
Yep. Couldn't do it without you.
Well, thanks, Traveling Tiaras.
You're welcome.
You're welcome, and Merry Christmas. I'll see you guys before Christmas. You can cut it out.
I'm having so much fun talking to Mama and Judy every week and getting the latest what's going on in Disney World, a couple of tips and answering your questions from the Facebook group. You know, Glen Kessler was the one who gave us that idea. Yeah, he's pretty amazing. I don't know that we can pay back to you guys all that you give to us every single year. Let's get into Glen's trip report. He has lots of surprise geek meets. You know, he's famous in the parks. He's got quite a reputation now. Well, he tells us all about the pandemic protocols. Tells about his booking details working with Mama and Auntie Judy. The Coronado Tower upgrade. He stayed at the Coronado Tower. We love it there. We stayed there last February also. Then we get into the food. He does a great job describing food. You got some great ones here too. California Grill at Sunset, Wolfgang Puck Bar and Grill, Hollywood Brown Derby, Raglan Road, one of my favorites. One of his favorites is Skipper Canteen. Rosie's All-American Breakfast. That might be one that you've not heard about. A good food tip there. The Regal Eagle Smokehouse. He did a live video trying out things that the Geekin family asked him to try. They had a little vote and poll going on. He tells a little bit about food and wine. Now, I am going to interrupt this podcast and interview with Glenn. So you're going to get part 2 next week. This is part 1. But for now, tuck in your table napkin, geeks. This first part of a 2-part miniseries with Glen Kessler is full of food indulgence at Disney World. Well, it's fun to have a holiday week off, but it's even more fun to do some trip reports. I've got so many to do, and I've been so excited about this guy coming on. We've been all watching him in our private Facebook group doing videos and all kinds of pictures and great reviews, but now we get him on the podcast. So this is very exciting. You know, this super geek, he needs no introduction, but we're going to give him a proper one anyway. He was the first listener to sport a Geekin t-shirt in the parks, and I think I just saw him wearing it again. I think it's nostalgic to him now. He sees the park hours operation as a direct challenge, and he'll never try camping in a tent at Fort Wilderness again. He was the first to coin the phrase, "It's 11 a.m. somewhere," but I have a bone to pick with him. We're going to talk about his margarita choice coming up here and lots of food, but please give a warm Geekin family welcome to the superest of geeks, Glen Kessler. The crowd's going wild, Glenn.
hey, Kurt. Hey, geeks. What do I say to that introduction? My goodness. Yeah, I'm trying to become the new Tim Tracker with all of my updates and videos and taking you guys inside the park. But I just love bringing you guys along on the trip. Never a solo trip is never actually a solo trip when the geeks are around. That's right. It makes it fun, right? You waiting in lines, you got something to do. It really does. It activates all of those what would otherwise be down moments when you start thinking about, what you could do to reach out to that community. And everyone seems to respond positively that they enjoy hearing about the rides and the food and everything while they're sitting at home. I know I do when I'm at home, and it helps bridge those gaps. Happy to oblige. And you had some great live meetups too. Yeah, we really had a lot of geeks in the parks. I mean, this is known. This is just something that I think is now back in full swing. The geeks are down there. We are the super fans that will go. And, it's not the kind of people down there that are just doing their once in a lifetime trips. It's mostly annual pass holders. I talked with a lot of folks. There's a lot of annual pass holders, of course, a lot of geeks, podcasters, and all that good stuff. So yeah, it's kind of a very fun experience to be able to walk around and see familiar faces, pop into Jen Galambos at really odd times, and some near sightings with Dee Dee Barton, who took a picture of me in one of the lines. Should have screamed out loud and said, "Hey, Glenn!" She knows I would have jumped up, and done something crazy to her. Maybe that's why she didn't reach out. My reputation precedes me. She's surprised. Oh, did you have someone kind of, you weren't really tracking them and they still found you? Yeah, we both knew that we were in Hollywood Studios. This was Dee Dee, and I had not met her yet, and she was at Rock and Roller Coaster, so was I. I said something about where I was, and then she sent a picture on the Facebook page. "Is this you?" And sure enough, it was. I was maybe 10 minutes behind her in the line, but what are you going to do? I couldn't catch up to her. By the time she left, she had another appointment to make across the park, and I had to leave. That was my last ride of the day, so we did not get to meet in person, but that was nice, a little close call sighting. Oh, I've had those too. That's frustrating. For sure. I've had some that I run right into. Others I'm trying like crazy and I can't get to them. Yeah, it's so much fun. And there were a lot of people down there, and I'm thankful for being able to meet the folks that I did. I mean, Carl Casavecchia, we'd been trying to meet up. We were, I know Aunt Judy had even started the ball rolling on this past May. We were all going to go out to Cleveland and catch an Indians game where Carl works at the stadium.
Right.
That, of course, did not come to pass. There wasn't even any baseball happening in May. It was nice to be able to see him finally, meet him. Wendy, of course, the incomparable Wendy Fox. Got to meet Jeff McCartney. I cannot believe I got to meet Jeff. And he is so much taller in life than I thought he was going to be. My goodness.
Yeah, he's a big dude. Oh, my God. He's so much fun to meet Jeff in the parks. Yeah,
Jeff is a riot. No, I actually got to meet Jeff in his natural element at a bar, not in the club. He met us at that Three Bridges meetup over at Coronado Springs.
His natural habitat.
Yes.
Beautiful. Well, let's get the details. Let's get the details, Glenn, of when did you get back? How long were you there?
Yeah, so I went on the 13th. This is November 13th. Did my normal thing, flying in the morning, and then I came back on the 19th. So today, as we're recording, it's the 23rd. So I've been back just a few days. The trip was, I'll get into the whole dirty mess of it, and I'm sure all the geeks can really understand this. I'd had many trips planned during the pandemic and after the initial outbreak, and this was cobbling together so many of those loose threads. So my wife and I had a trip for a week after the pandemic. This was supposed to have been the trip where I converted her to be a Disney fan. This was
right.
Polynesian resort. I scheduled all kinds of expensive treatments at the Grand Floridian Spa that we were going to walk over to, amazing restaurants. Really was going to do it up, and she was going to leave saying, "Oh, I love Disney. We should always go back." That got nixed. The family had November plans for a cruise, not just our family, but my brother Jeff, our other brother Kevin, their families, and my parents. All 15 of us were going to go on a Disney cruise. I know, you guys know about this. We had booked it through the Traveling Tiaras, and we were all, I think, all heartbroken to see that one get pulled off. That trip was also going to lead into my 5-year-old trip with my final little 5-year-old, Alden. So AJ and Harrison were able to go during their 5th year. Alden his birthday's in July. He was scheduled to go for 5 days after the cruise in November. All of that got ripped apart. Even, I was hoping that the parks would open up in June when Universal and SeaWorld had all opened up in June. And I had the month of June off because I'd been previously scheduled to go to Provence and teach painting. That got canceled, of course. I was happy to go to Disney with Alden and try to resuscitate our 5-year-old trip in June. But then the parks did not open until July. So that one got nixed as well. Boy, guys, I'm not saying anything that anyone else hasn't dealt with, I'm sure here. So pulled together all the little parts that I could, said, okay, I'll do that November trip. We'll do the 5 days with Alden. Maybe it'll be safe enough for him to go. Of course, my wife said no, not at this point. A little 5-year-old's going to touch everything and stick it in his mouth, So he was removed from the trip, and then the wheels started turning, for me. And I said, maybe instead of going with a father-son trip where I'm the father, maybe I go on a father-son trip where I'm the son. And I asked my parents if they wanted to go, really understanding that in a pandemic they might not. But I was surprised that, they kind of came to the realization. My father's 88 years old. My mom's a bit younger. She's only 72. But Dad's 88, and he's, got everything wrong with him that you could imagine. He's had 4 different bouts with cancer, diabetes, gout, this, that, and the other, and his legs are really starting to fail him. So his biggest concern was not being able to walk anywhere. And also he's got some needs to frequent the restroom. And, that really was making it very difficult for him to want to say yes. But he thought about it and he said, you know what? I only live once. What am I going to do? Hide in my house for this pandemic? Who knows how many days I've got? Let me go and enjoy. It will be safe. We'll do everything that they say. And so he and my mother came. So this ended up being, the other direction of a father-son or a father and mother and son trip. And I was very appreciative of that.
Oh, wow. That's That is all amazing. We're going to get into this. I want to know how they made out. But first, let's talk about let's get the pandemic details of Disney out of the way, Glenn. We've been hearing such great reports, and I know you were confident going down. What was your direct experience with going down there at this time?
I will echo those sentiments. Disney does it better than anywhere else I have seen in my travels. And I've been going out and, doing grocery stores and Home Depot and whatever. And they've all got, lines here and safety protocols there. But the level of enforcement in the regular world is dicey at best. Disney is amazing. I mean, I don't even know, how to describe it except to say that they have figured it out. They've thought everything through, and amazingly, everyone is complying. So, some of the things that I was just real nuts and bolts that I was impressed with was at every, not just ride, but anywhere that Disney could have anticipated a line forming, they have these stickers on the ground, spaced 6 feet apart. Each one of them says, stop here and wait until the person goes in front of you. And they stretch on for, I don't know how many of these they must have bought, miles. I mean, everywhere. Not just rides, but guest services, the bathroom, the baby care station, anywhere that you could expect a line would form, they've got these. And they're very clear. They're very organized. The cast members are all around very diligently watching in case there's any, not malicious, kind of like trying to get around it, but confusion. And they're always there to help people out. And the fun part actually amongst the guests is it kind of becomes a game, especially when you're standing in line for rides, that you're kind of looking in front, looking behind, you're hopping from one to the next. It almost is a game. Whenever there's a switchback and you go around a corner, you peek your head around. Is there another sticker in front of me or not? So yeah, I was amazingly impressed with that. Now, if there's an area where you would have a crowd, so for example, outside of the Muppets that are doing their Liberty Square performance, they don't have a line queue there. What they have are stickers on the ground that are dots, and those dots are spaced 6 feet apart in all directions. And cast members there will direct you to stand on a dot, you and your and your party to stand on a dot, and that keeps you separated. So between those two, it was really quite amazing to know that you could go almost anywhere, enjoy any experience, and that you were going to be at that 6 foot or more distance from folks. But it's a little intimidating looking when you first get there. I'll tell you, my first ride was Haunted Mansion. I saw the line was halfway to Splash. It was all the way down there. And
I didn't expect that.
No, I've heard on some days it goes to Big Thunder, even all the way to Big Thunder. This one was about halfway, across the rivers of America. And the posted time said 20. I said, well, I'll wait 20, even if it is 20, but I'd heard the reports that it might be less. But this line looks intimidating. And I stand in the line and it moves. Yeah. It's constantly moving. It doesn't stop. So really you're just walking, basically. You're just strolling from there to Haunted Mansion. Now, added exciting bonus, because they don't want people stretching all the way to Big Thunder, they use every possible square inch of property that might be available. The riverboat is currently down. The rivers of America is completely dry. It's been dredged, which is cool in and of itself to see the track.
Yes, I've seen that.
The boat goes on.
Yeah.
But they take you, the queue for Haunted Mansion now runs all the way down through those lower dock areas that you maybe wouldn't ordinarily get to go on. So it snakes back and forth. It bypasses the touch spots, all the interactive queue elements in Haunted Mansion. You do not go by there. They do not want people tempted. And it, like I said, it moves. It just keeps on moving. You walk through the stretching room. You walk through that bottleneck that you always get when they let you out of the stretching room. Nope. It's a single file line, goes right onto the ride. Again, it's very impressive. So long story short, it was 13 minutes. From that halfway to Splash, snaking all the way down and onto the ride was just 13 minutes when it was posted 20. So nice. that was a real wake up call that don't be scared of the lines. Just know that it's going to be
that's exciting to know. All right. We got to get the commercial in for Mama Traveling Tiaras. Thank you for always supporting us, Glenn, and all you do for us. And how was Mama as a travel agent?
Yeah, Mama and Judy. I'm sure I'm getting a little bit of emails from both. They are amazing. They are so punctual, so kind. They're always happy to get back to you with a smile. They did, everything for me. I try to use you guys, even though I love doing all the planning and stuff myself, but I really love the opportunity to not only, give back a little bit to you guys. I know you get a cut and it doesn't cost me anything, but it also is nice sometimes, to not have to worry if there is a problem. I can always reach out to them and make changes and stuff. So that said, we tried to reserve 2 rooms. So my parents and I, we stayed at Coronado, and we tried to reserve 2 rooms separate. They wanted a little more privacy, which is fine. And we got a great rate on those rooms. And I know Mama had written into Disney to try to get the rooms next to one another. Well, they were not. No. I was on the 9th floor. They were on the 4th floor. We were on opposite sides of the resort. We didn't make a big fuss about it because honestly, it didn't really matter. It's not like we were going to do, I don't know, movie sleepover time or something like that. But it was, and they were both good rooms. They were both nice views. They had a good view of the grounds and the beach.
Even with all the changes, Glenn, when one of those discounts came out, didn't she help you out with a discount that came out too? And did you upgrade your room too?
Yeah, we were originally going to do Pop. It was just going to be me and Alden at Pop, so that was fine. And then when it switched to being me and my parents, we probably could have all fit in one room at Coronado. There are two queen beds, but that was just going to be a little too tight. And the rate was so good at Coronado in the tower. I don't know. Why. I speculated maybe because the NBA was just there and the resort was closed. Maybe it wasn't on a lot of people's radar to book, so they might have had some vacancy. Anyway, the rate was like $5 more than Pop, so of course I'm gonna.
That's the story I was thinking of. I knew there was something there. So for really a very cheap upgrade, you went from Pop. We just had that question in our Facebook group, and I was thinking of your experience. But that's not going to be your experience all the time. It just happened. The timing was good for you on that one, I think.
Yeah, I think so. And I love Pop too. And, that would have been fine. But a new resort, I'd not been to Coronado, as we'll talk about in a moment.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that right now. What'd you think of Coronado? I know I loved your video walking through on the beach and doing a little tour. I really enjoyed that.
Well, thank you. Yeah, Kevin Curtis Allen and I were talking on the private Facebook messenger group that we've got going with the guys. And he was like, it's midday for me. I'm bored. Take me on a tour. So I went live on the Geeks page, and oh my God, that resort, I had never stepped foot on that property because why would you? It's not connected to a boardwalk or a monorail or a skyline or anything like that. You have to make a point of going there. And I hadn't yet. So this was a wake-up call for me that this resort is absolutely beautiful. And I know it's technically in the moderates category, but it looks, feels, smells, and tastes like a deluxe. I really was blown away by how beautiful every square inch of the property was. That was kind of the big thing that I did on that video, was just walk around. They have multiple beaches, like how the Polynesian has the sand beach with the they used to be those recliners at Polynesian. They've switched those out, and now they're hard Adirondacks.
Well, Kevin and I love quiet walks on the beach together. So thank you for taking us both along.
I read about that in your profile. Yeah. So beaches, multiple pools. There are 3 quiet pools. One, really rambunctious pool called the Dig Site. I know everyone's seen that one. That's got the Mexican temple. I think it's Mayan or Aztec. I can't remember now, but they call it the Dig Site, and it is beautiful. They've got a slide there, a really ambitious slide. Again, that feels deluxe to me. Great pool bar that was serving food and drink. And then just a couple of feet away, in the middle of Lake Dorado, Lago Dorado, is the Three Bridges Bar, which is amazing and beautiful views, great food and drink. Good times. The tower has got restaurants up the wazoo, and then there's some of the old restaurants as well that were there before the tower went in place, like the Maya Grill, Rick's Sports Bar, and then there's like a kind of an open it's a convention center hotel. So there's some very large dining areas that you can just kind of go and get a snack. A lot of those were closed on this trip. Toledo is closed. Maya Grill is closed. And then that Center Market Courtyard place was closed. But Rick's was open. Dahlia Lounge at the top of the resort was open. At the top of the tower was open.
Oh, good.
Barcelona Lounge, which does breakfast and coffee in the tower, that was open. And of course, Three Bridges and the pool bars.
Wow. What'd you think of the tower? How was the view?
My view was good. I was on the 9th floor, which was high enough to see over the trees. And I had a good view of Star Wars Land. And just to the left, I could see Tower of Terror. There are other sides, and the other side of the tower would have a view of Epcot and Hollywood Studios. But I did have Hollywood Studios and Blizzard Beach I could see.
Oh, cool.
It was beautiful. It was amazing.
I love it. Well, are we ready to get into the food?
Oh yeah, I think we can steal an hour here for food. So
you got some details?
Yeah, maybe we should say, kind of sit back and tuck your napkin into your shirt like my dad would do and enjoy. I bought Tables in Wonderland back in January when I came and visited you. The plan, I don't know if you remember, but the plan with Rodell was we're going to sit down to have a nice table service meal and discuss art very clean. And that, of course, turned into a tour of World Showcase kiosks and the Geeks in Tow and all that good stuff. So I didn't actually end up even using my Tables in Wonderland card in January. So this was the first time I had an opportunity to use it, and I worked it out. It's still got some burn marks on it from how much I was pulling it out of the wallet.
Oh, good. You think you got your money's worth now?
I think so. Yeah, I think this one trip alone has already kind of paid for itself. I love that.
Outstanding.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's hit the highlights.
So for those who don't know, Table in Wonderland is 20% discount on food and drink at most table service restaurants and just a smattering of other places as well. There's some bars you might not realize. So you can see that online. It's only available to annual pass holders. You pay, I think, $150 flat. Then you can use it for 1 calendar year. They actually give you the remainder of whatever month you have purchased it in for free as well. So it could be as many as almost 13 months. Right. I bought mine towards the end of January. So it was 12. And then, of course, during the pandemic, they decided to extend that 4 months because they were closed for 4 months. So mine would have expired in February, but now it goes until June. So we'll definitely get to use it at least one more time. And if there's another trip.
Awesome. I was just thinking that. Yes, they're not offering it right now as we speak, but it's carrying over for sure.
You can't buy it fresh. So I am actually pretty lucky that I bought it in January. Well, lucky or not, I don't know. It did do what really buying any annual pass type thing does. It makes you want to go more often. So I booked a ton of table service restaurants. So I think we'll start at the top. Maybe, top in terms of the quality of the experience, and also top because it's at the top of the Contemporary Resort. California Grill at sunset is a Kessler go-to. I try to do that now every trip. We book the reservation. I have to look way ahead, and find out when sunset is going to be, and then make sure that I make that reservation about 30 minutes or so beforehand. So this time sunset's around 5:30. The restaurant didn't open until 5. So we were some of the first people in there. We were the first group that was getting in there. The views are incredible, guys. I'm telling you, if you can put this on your radar, maybe you don't do it every trip. It is a very pricey meal, no doubt about that. But it is outstandingly beautiful to be able to catch the sunset. You are facing the direction that the sun would set, which is coincidentally over the Magic Kingdom and Grand Floridian and the Polynesian. You get to see the boats riding through Seven Seas Lagoon, monorail running through. I mean, it is just absolutely picturesque Disney. So that's the view, and the service is outstanding. We actually had a really funny time since we were the first people in there. We were chatting with everybody, and the manager came over, and we had him sit down with us and take some selfies with us. And he was like, "Me, I never get pictures taken with me." I was like, "You're running a great place here. Come on over." But geeks want to hear about the food, right, Kurt?
Yeah, I love that. That's a great tip, though, for the sunset. I was thinking the sunrise in that resort is beautiful too, but yeah, but that would be on the other side, so you wouldn't have access to that. That I know that brunch is beloved. I don't think they have a super early morning on that side. No, but when I stay at Bay Lake Tower, I see the sunrise. That whole yeah, that whole area, you made me remember that. You get some, in Florida, you get some amazing colors for sure in that sunset.
Yeah, I want to say like every time we've gone, it's been a beautiful sunset. Like I can't remember a time when it was cloudy and overcast or rainy. I don't know, that clears out.
But you had some good food here. I would have picked these.
Yeah, so I think the two winners from the meal, one appetizer and one entree. The winner for the appetizers, the short rib dumplings. They were so savory. I mean, I don't know how long, if this is like, they're pounding the meat for eight hours in the back kind of thing again. But this dumpling was exploding with flavor. I think there were maybe 4 of them. That was not enough. We should have gotten 2 orders of that. It was so good.
I didn't have breakfast, Glenn. Here we go. It's my own fault.
It's a tough hour for you, Kurt.
My own fault. I'm going to be dying when I get out of here.
My dad got a potato pizza, which sounded very cool. It had potato chips all over it and ham. It was actually really good. It was not the standout of the night. My mom got some sushi. Because of the pandemic, they have pulled back on their menu. So some of the more exotic sushi items that she had gotten last time were not on the menu. So she had something. It was good. But again, not really a standout. The standout was the filet. And this was the best steak I've had in my lifetime. And now I'm not a huge steak eater, but I have eaten steaks. I'll only eat a steak at a great restaurant. That's me. I don't like it poorly cooked or poorly seasoned. If I'm going to, go to the expense, then I really want it well done from a great place. And this one delivered. I got it medium. It fell apart. I mean, it absolutely fell apart as you were cutting it, as you were eating it. The seasonings were perfect. Just that right amount of crispness on the outside and kind of melty goodness on the inside.
Glad you're killing me. That's like my favorite meal at Disney World.
I know you're a big steak guy.
Well, yeah, and I don't eat a lot of steak at home either. So I'm almost, I don't know why, but I'm not as picky as you are, but they are very good. I can't say any place I've gone where I wasn't disappointed in all the meat offerings. But the filet is one of my favorites for sure.
Yeah, it really, I mean, drop the mic. It was the best meal. It was the best item. And I don't know, actually, both of those 2 items were probably the 2 best items we had all week.
I'm always surprised when like you said, you can't beat the location. It's one of the best on property for sure. But I've had some folks with disappointing meals that tell me when they go there. So it's not, so I'm so glad to hear this.
And I've heard that as well. And, like I said, 2 of the entrees were not home runs for us, but that filet was above and beyond. I had to share it with both my parents, and they agreed it was outstanding. Perfect. But yeah, I think also being the first service of the night, you're probably getting everyone's ultimate attention. Maybe it's a little less crowded at that point. Everything's coming in at the same time. They're ready to go. So again, one more advocacy for the sunset.
Great start, Glenn. Let's go.
Thank you.
I like this next one. I've never eaten here. I know they have a takeout too, but you're at the sit down, I'm guessing.
Yeah, this is at Disney Springs, the Wolfgang Puck Bar and Grill. So this is a fairly new restaurant. The old Wolfgang Puck restaurants have kind of shut down, and he's invented this new concept. It's in a different spot. It's right by the buses, between the buses and Planet Hollywood, I guess is kind of way to think of it.
Okay.
This was another great one. This was an outstanding meal from top to bottom. The appetizers were really incredible standouts here. We got the bruschetta, which I had read a little bit online. I always like to do a little bit of research before I go to find out, what are the hits and misses.
Mine does a little research. That's like, what's an analogy for that?
I had my dossier full. I really did. I have like notes on my phone. What's a good drink? What's a good appetizer? Good dessert? I even had at this restaurant who was a good waiter to sit with. Omar was not on the day that we went though, but yeah, so the appetizers were really phenomenal. They do this bruschetta, and they use their own specially sourced burrata, for the cheese, and it was so soft, so flavorful. It melted. My mother, who does not like tomatoes, ate this bruschetta and said she was in love with it. It was turning her around on tomatoes because it was so good. It was seasoned perfectly, tangy and fresh. Just really, really great.
Well, don't bring up tomatoes yet, because I have this is the part we're going to have a little problem with tomatoes later on in the podcast, but let's not talk about that now. Let's remain friends up until then.
There's room in my heart for all flavor of margarita. We also got calamari, and the calamari was just perfect. Super lightly breaded, salt and pepper. Really, I think were the only spices, and they had some great dips as well. A kind of a flavorful mayonnaise one. So I would definitely put both of those on the list again. My father got a light carpaccio, a tuna carpaccio as his meal. It was really good, and then my mother got what was reputed to be the most favorite offering entree there, which is chicken Wiener Schnitzel, which I would never have thought of getting. So it's just really, thinly pounded chicken, but it was, again, the breading was light and, salty, but good. I don't know if anyone has ever had Wiener Schnitzel or any, of these like very thinly pounded kind of meats. They can get very dry very quickly.
Sure.
But this chicken was so moist. Every bite, from the center all the way out to the edges, it was really quite perfect all the way through. And it was served with some really interesting, kind of down home sides. There was a potato salad, a cucumber salad, some tomatoes, in seasoning, and some arugula in a kind of a light dressing, and it was all just very fresh and refreshing. A great meal. That was our first meal that we had together on arrival day, so that was a great way to get everything started.
Like we need another great restaurant in Disney Springs to compete.
Right?
My gosh, the choices.
I hate to disappoint you, but we had very few misses on this trip.
Amazing.
So that was a great one. I would definitely go back there again, and I would get probably the same things I got again. They were all so good. We did Hollywood Brown Derby as well, jumping around on days, but these are some favorites. And we definitely had like the prototypical Hollywood Brown Derby meal, right?
I'm looking at your choices. Yeah, it's like, standard.
Grapefruit cake. Well, you got to save room for the grapefruit cake at the end of the meal, but you have to start the meal with the grapefruit cake martini, which is so good.
You're well trained.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Well, and I was trying to, see if my mom wanted any, and she's not a big drinker. And the guy's running through, she's like, well, what's in it? And he's running through, there's grapefruit, there's this, and, vodka, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And he says, and ice cream. And she was like, oh, okay, I'll take it.
Did she like it?
She loved it. Yeah, it's very fresh and and sweet. And
it's unique. Yeah,
and very unique as well. So grapefruit cake martini. I did go with a charcuterie board here. I probably would not do it again. The pickles were good. They came with a little honeycomb. It was a nice presented plate, but I thought that the meats and cheeses were just a little kind of normal. They were, there was a cheddar, there was a blue, nothing really spectacular. But we did go with the Cobb salad. All three of us got Cobb salad.
See, I'm not as fancy as you, Glenn, and I'll take regular charcuterie board, especially with good pickles and honeycomb.
Well, after Oga's charcuterie board, I can't go back to normal. I need something that looks alien, like it's moving, like it's going to crawl away.
That one's scary.
It is scary. I know. It's like, I don't know
what it is.
I think I ate a marshmallow. So that was good. They don't offer two things about Hollywood Brown Derby. They don't offer the half Cobb anymore, inside or out. In fact, there is no more outside, at least, when I was there. The lounge, they'll serve you drinks, but that's overflow seating now for the dining room. So they don't allow you to sit down there if you're just wandering up to get a drink. But you can grab a drink and go sit right next door with not the trolley car, what was the little bakery that used to be there that had the good cup.
Gosh, yeah, I know.
The writer stop.
Okay. Yeah.
I think that was it. Yeah.
Well, at this point, is your mom and dad like really impressed with your Disney knowledge?
Well, they kind of make fun of me,
as parents do.
Of course. Well, I mean, and I'll kind of get into this maybe a little bit later, but one of the funny things that emerged on this trip is even though they are my parents, they became my children during the trip because I'm the one who knows what we're doing and where we're going. And they're the ones who are, getting hot and tired and, have to go to the bathroom all the time. So
it's funny how things Oh, things
Go full
change.
circle.
Yeah, they go full circle. That's right. Well, they are, I may tell you, they are the cutest couple we've ever seen here on the podcast.
Oh, thank you. They are
So sweet.
adorable. They really are. And, that was something that I was so happy to have gotten to spend this time with them. Oftentimes I'd be in the second row of a ride and they'd be in the first row, and I'd see them reach out and hold hands or put a hand on a shoulder or a leg or something like that. It was just so beautiful to see them.
It's no wonder you turned out all right.
Oh, you're sweet, man. Well, they put this love of Disney in us. I mean, they're not fanatics. They didn't try to take us a lot, but we had a great childhood, a lot of love, a lot of hugging and saying, I love you and all that good stuff. And I think it's just made us all, Jeff and myself and my younger brother, Kevin, it's just made us really, happy, nice, positive people. So I love going to Disney and being happy and positive. And I try to bring that into my normal life. So thanks, Mom and Dad. You guys are awesome. So
Mom and Dad's rock. All right. Beautiful. Well, you're hitting some really great places. I finally went to this place to eat for the first time. This one, Raglan Road.
Well, I listened to this podcast that talked a lot about food. I don't know if you've heard about it, the Geekin on WDW. So, and they told me about Raglan Road, and I have not eaten there either, but we went to Raglan Road, again, did some research. Dave Youngward had mentioned the scallop forest as an appetizer, and this is 6 deep fried, very lightly fast deep fried scallops on forks. The presentation's amazing. Yeah. So they sit up in this special contraption that they've got there with the 6 forks all pointing up, holding one scallop on each, and you just pull them off like lollipops and pop them in your mouth, and they melt because they've been deep fried and they're already scallops. They are so good. So Dave, that was a home run right there.
Both Mom and I love those. Mom, she likes to get, I'm always in between sometimes from an entree for scallops. Yeah. We went with the kind of the traditional, kind of British food. So we got the shepherd's pie. My mom got the shepherd's pie. That was probably the winner of the meal. That was so savory, so good. It was, again, very salty. So good thing we were drinking a lot. Well, you're at Raglan Road. I mean, you got a good place to have a few drinks.
Exactly. And I got the fish and chips. We were thinking about getting the bangers and mash too, but my father was not feeling so hungry at that point, so we skipped that one. We'll have to get that next time. But the fish and chips was great. It was not the best fish and chips I've ever had. I've been to Scotland and to hang out in a fishing village, and they pull the fish in at 9 a.m.
Well, that's not fair. That's cheating
at noon. No, but this was a close second. This was a very good. I think even Kevin Curtis Allen would agree that this was a fairly proper fish and chips.
That's right. You used the proper word.
And speaking of drinking,
what about? First on the list, Irish whiskey flights. You got 2 of them for yourself.
Yeah, I couldn't decide. So I asked them. I love Scotch. I've always got a few very good Scotches around the house, and whiskey is a favorite. Moonshine, anything in that kind of vein. So we're at an Irish restaurant. Let me try the Irish whiskey. So I like peaty whiskeys, the peatier, the smokier, the better, like a Fillmore or something like that. I really love that. And so I was asking, how do these Irish ones measure up? And they were like, no, they're not very smoky. They're not really like that. I say, well, give me some of your smokiest ones. And she said, well, we've got these 2 flights, the Jameson flight, and then I'm forgetting the other one right now, but we got these 2 flights and they're probably the smokiest. I said, bring them both. So I had 6 drinks. Each one has 3, and I had 6 drinks, and they kind of level up, from good to better to best. And, the best ones were so smooth. Yeah. Just a little bit of smoke, but absolutely smooth. I mean, you could get yourself in real trouble. I'm looking at you, Jeff McCartney. If you went with some of those nicer ones, we Google, of course, I'm Googling, how much is this per bottle, on this one, some of them were in the $150 range for a bottle, like not inexpensive kind of drinks. But so good. I would definitely have some more Irish whiskey now that I know more about it.
He does like to get in trouble in that space.
Yeah, I think they've got a table named for him after Wine Bar George. Now it's just like carve his initials in there whenever he comes in. Jeff.
They cut him off of his Tables in Wonderland card.
That's right. They've got a picture of him. I actually saw that picture of him in multiple bars I went to. Do not serve this man.
It's that face recognition. software they've introduced.
That's right.
Awesome. Two of those. Boy, you're inspiring me, Glenn.
Well, when in Rome, and of course, I mean, it's Raglan Road. We made a point of asking to be in the main room where the dancing and everything was, and we got show after show.
Oh, wow.
There were two ladies that were doing some, more traditional dancing on the main stage. And then they've got that little tiny stage right in the center of the dining room where one person will often go up there. And it was a young man who would tap dance and, had just some great energy and led the crowd. It was awesome to, have that kind of working all around us. We were right next to that stage. In fact, my father's scooter had parked right underneath that center stage. So we were right there up in front. The lights, come on and everyone starts playing games. They had us at one point banging our knives and forks together. Nobody has spoons in the restaurant. So you're banging your knife and fork together for some of the songs, singing out loud. A couple of people got up and danced, some couples get up and dance.
Wow.
It was just an awesome rip-roaring night. I wouldn't have expected anything less from a Disney Irish bar. It's just great.
That's my kind of place. You just described my perfect night out. All right.
I was thinking about you that night.
I'll tell you, I had a great time. I'm so glad I got to try that last time I was there. Now, this next one is one of your favorites. Now, if it's in the ranking, it's coming in 5th place.
No, these are not necessarily ranked this way. They were just kind of what popped up in my mind. But we went back to Skipper Canteen. And, I am such a nerd for the Jungle Cruise and that punny humor. I just laugh out loud on the ride. So years ago when they opened up a restaurant with the same theming, I was first in line. I wanted to be there. And my first experience there was as expected. Right. Everyone from the host stand to the waiters, everybody was in character, making jokes, and still at the same time taking your order, handling, at that point I had AJ with me, handling his nut allergy with confidence. So it was just an awesome experience. And then the food was great. But the next time I went with Harrison on his 5-year-old trip, it wasn't good. No jokes. The food was lackluster. And so I was really curious, how's this going to go on our third time back? And it was back in full form. I think the secret, if I'm going to give one here, is let them know that you've never been there before. I think when I went with Harrison, I said, yeah, I've been here before. So they cool it on the jokes, not realizing that I'm back because of the jokes. I'm back because of your theming, people. That's what I want, So let them know that you have not been there before, and they'll put on all the puns and jokes and stay in character. Maybe the food was great.
Maybe you're not like their typical guest, Glenn. You think?
I don't know who the typical guest is. I feel like I got glasses, kind of nerdy. Like I really feel like I'm their perfect guest. So I don't know. Maybe they're waiting on the, on the jock, to be like, hey, here's some puns at you. No, I'm your host. I'm your guest. So
how was the food?
Food was good. I got something called Perkins Thai noodles, and the sauce in this was so good. It was tofu and chicken and noodles and vegetables, and nothing really spectacular in that respect. But the sauce was outstanding. Okay. It was it's very similar to a sauce I use as a marinade back at home for if we do flank steak or something. Soy sauce, orange juice, oil, a little bit of heat. And they had just tweaked the percentages to make it so savory. So I think red pepper chili oil was the thing that I wasn't expecting to have been dialed up. It's just enough heat to really excite the taste buds. But then it cools off pretty quickly. And that's when some of the other flavors start to kick in, some of the orange and of course the soy. I asked the waitress, I said, tell me a secret. She's like, I cook this at home all the time and I love it so much. I said, well, I know you probably can't tell me the whole recipe, but give me a secret ingredient, one that I wouldn't have expected to be in there. She said, a lot of brown sugar. So that is definitely not something I would have added. So, so now brown sugar and in copious amounts.
You have to Google that. Well, this is the place I've had the spiciest meal I ever had. So, right?
Really? What did you have?
I had the steaks. It was a steak salad. I think it was a lot of spice in the steak, which I didn't care for because it was too spicy. So this is one place. A lot of places they dial it down. I think, is that true, Glenn? Skipper Canteen can dial it up if you care for it that way.
I love spice, and I'm a little less sensitive to it than others. And I did think that this one had some bite, and it was advertised as spicy. I mean, I asked, if how hot it was, but yeah, I could definitely see if someone was a little sensitive to that. No, I'm sure you could probably ask them to water it down, so to speak, to cut it back. I'm sure they pre-make the sauce anyway, but
it's the only tip I would give going there. But it's got some more exotic menu choices than any other place on property.
Yeah, I love exotic foods. Every once in a while, one of those memes will come up on Facebook and they'll say, how many of these 50 bizarro items have you eaten? And I've eaten 47 of them.
That's why we love you. All right, buddy. What else you got next? You got a few more?
I got a few more. I even added a few more since I sent the notes to you. But I wanted to just weigh in on Rosie's All-American Breakfast. That is a new offering, apparently. Rosie's All-American is in Hollywood Studios on Sunset Boulevard. As you're walking to Tower of Terror on the left, there's a few of those outdoor shops. One of them is Rosie's, and they just started serving an All-American breakfast. Now, this caught my attention. Tony Ann had posted in our group, Tony Ann had posted in the Crush group a note from Mandy Ray Malinowski, who posted in her group in the Disney Spot. So the podcast families were all coming together to announce that they had started offering breakfast items at Rosie's, but they reminded me of the Toy Story Land pre-park opening special ticket event that I had done a few years ago. And included with that park ticket, that early morning magic event, was unlimited food at the ABC commissary. It was 5 different entrees, and 3 of them had basically come back and were now at Rosie's to buy a la carte. Oh, so cool. I had to go and try. I wanted all 3, but I skipped the donuts and and potato barrels, sweet potato barrels, and went with the avocado smash and the chilaquiles bowl, and they were both great. They were really, really flavorful, as good as I remember. I think my favorite was the avocado smash. It came with a nice, nearly fried egg. It was just short of being fried. Some great toast points that you could eat it on, and a light salad. So that was outstanding. And then the chilaquiles bowl is shredded little strips of tortillas. That's your bed. That's your base. And then they put beans on top, and there was some sausage. It wasn't quite chorizo. It would have been better if it was chorizo. It was more like a breakfast sausage. They had cheese, avocado crema, all kinds of, wonderful Mexican kind of touches. And that was really good too. That was very filling. That was a lot of food. Had to try that out. And I would strongly recommend that, because breakfast is always funny. These resorts, at the parks, I'm not standing in that line at the Trolley Cart Cafe, the Starbucks, for an hour with all the other people. So this is a nice, just turn right and head down Sunset. You can grab this.
Do you think Hollywood Studios in the past, I've given it a hard time for food. Are you seeing improvements here then?
I would say that it's probably my, I want to say second favorite, because I'm not the biggest fan of food and wine. I love Animal Kingdom's food. I would probably place Animal Kingdom's more exotic foods at the top of the list, but I would put Hollywood Studios now probably second. Of course, Magic Kingdom pulls up the rear, I think. But yeah, between Star Wars Land's exotic and interesting themed options, between high quality experiences like, Brown Derby Lounge, even I've not been there on this trip, but I've heard Hollywood and Vine has tremendously upped their game, switching from a buffet to a more kind of family style a la carte kind of plates has really improved their quality. And then, you've got fun things like sci-fi and 50s primetime, even Mama Melrose. You've got, unique theming. You've got decent to above average food. I think it's really probably an underrated kind of park in terms of the food at this point.
I was really impressed with ABC Commissary. Was one I used to criticize. And matter of fact, your brother and his wife and kids stopped by while we were there, and I had ribs. Hey, if you got ribs there,
that's a win.
That's it. For quick service, I was all set.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. So, give a little more love to Hollywood Studios on the food front, guys. I think there's a lot more there for you. So this was a nice addition. I also wanted to add Regal Eagle Smokehouse, which I went live with the geeks.
Yes, you did. I appreciate that. And I appreciate, you took a little poll to see what you should get. And I think you couldn't make up your mind. So then you get 2 entrees.
Well, the geeks couldn't make up their minds. We are America in microcosm, so we kind of split it all down the middle. And there were actually three even kind of votes. The brisket did not make the cut. I just couldn't eat 3 meals. So so I got the ribs.
That's a shame. The brisket sounds good.
I know. And in hindsight, I probably should have gotten the brisket instead of the ribs, but I had my heart set on ribs. You were just talking about it, but I love a good rib. And ribs is also not something I eat on the regular. I mean, for obvious reasons, not terribly healthy for you either. But, I got the ribs, a dry rub sounded very good. And then the geeks had also voted for the pork butt. And I think people just wanted me to say pork butt. So now I'm saying it. They were both good, but the standout was the pork butt. It was so moist and it was shredded when you got it. It was all, kind of bite-sized pieces, no fat whatsoever. It had all rendered down and just was making everything super flavorful. The onion rings that I got with it, you have your choice of side, and the onion rings were incredible. Eat them hot. That's a pro tip, of course. Do not let them cool down. They are not as good when they're cool, but they were just
well, I appreciate, Glenn, I really appreciate you getting some entrees because that was really awesome to go live and all this stuff. But, I've been waiting for someone to tell me about the beers there, and everyone has come on, they don't have any beer. And I know you're not a beer fan, right?
Yeah, I don't drink beer. I missed that course in college.
I'm striking out with the beer. Did you have whiskey? What else do they have there to drink?
Yeah, they had a lemonade a Tennessee lemonade is what I got there, and that was wonderful. I mean, just, bourbon and lemonade basically. I think they threw some peach in there for a little extra sweetness and flavor, and that was great. It was wonderful. It was a wonderful meal. All that stuff. I'm sure when I sat down, this little skinny guy sits down with two full plates of meat and sides and and a drink and a water, and they're like, "What is he going to do over there?" And I ate it all. I mean, I was I did. I cleaned my plate, boy.
Our little geek has a tapeworm, I think, or he's just doing it for us.
Well, it was a tragic flaw. I mean, I totally sacrificed my food and wine, for that day. But again, I'm not a big food and wine fan. I'll tell you about some that I ate that were good, and I was there 2 days in a row, so I was able to get it on the other day. It was worth it. It was worth it for the geeks and the research and all that good stuff.
Did you at least see? Did they have a bunch of beer choices and flavors?
I don't even look for it, Kurt. It's not on my radar. I'm sorry, buddy.
My gosh. Nobody is telling me what's going on with the beer there. I got to find out for myself. That's right. That's right. I might have to go to YouTube. This is horrible.
Now, I'm sure we've got a geek there, between now and then. But you want to do that research, Kurt.
I'd like a little heads up.
Come get me in 4 hours. I'll be back.
Hey, geeks, throw me a bone here.
Well, let me get into food and wine then. All so, right. I did a few of them. I did all my research beforehand, of course. Download that food and wine app that changes every festival. God, I love that app. And you can put down what are your favorites and it tells you where to go. So I've been looking at China for the pot stickers and the shrimp. Those were highly rated. Pot stickers were great. They were pretty normal. They might have even been the Bibigo ones we get at Costco. It was very similar.
I love those.
Yeah, they're so good. But again, you can get that anywhere. So, like the challenge, the fun part I think about food and wine is that you can get exotic things and you only have to take a bite or two chanced on it. And so the shrimp that they have at the China Pavilion was very interesting. It was served over crinkle cut French fries. And that was really weird.
For China?
Maybe fried rice or something? French fries. It was very strange. It was okay. They were okay. I wouldn't go back and get out.
Are the countries starting to mold like a melting pot happening over there, or what's going on?
Yeah, maybe this is, the
American Pavilion.
Step. Well, they got rid of all the, what do they call them? Cultural delegates, the cultural ambassadors from China. So they just left a bunch of Floridians and they just decided to put French fries under it. I don't know.
They had extra they had a deal on French fries.
Yeah, they were like, Arriva. It's like not what I expected from you, China.
Wow.
All right. But France was good. So France had the duck, which is served over top of sweet potato mash. That was outstanding.
Wow.
And of course, they've got their iteration of escargot. And this year it is on like a little biscuit, basically. It's a light puff pastry, not puff pastry. It's a light pastry, like a cup. And then in the middle of the cup is where they're putting the escargot and the sauce. Pretty skimpy on the escargot, but the sauce and the escargot are wonderful. The pastry wasn't bad either, but you've really got to get a lot of pastry in with your escargot. Again, I would call it good. Would probably get it again, but not tops on the list. Tops on the list would be Canada.
Oh,
what's at Canada?
I think I know what you're going to say. Did you have to wait in a long line?
No, there was nobody there. It was crazy. I don't know. I mean, at night it gets a little wilder. I did notice the general trend was Future World was crowded from maybe 11 a.m. until 3. And then from 3 on, World Showcase was crowded. And then you could go on all the rides back at Future World. It was really funny to watch the pendulum switch like that, almost clockwork, the 2 days in a row that I was there.
And let's be clear and give credit where credit's due. It's Jeff Kessler who first found the filet in Canada.
Yes, the favored Kessler brother. Yeah, Jeff Kessler is the hero on this one. You're
admitting
not
it.
only is it good, but he did the math, and if you get 3 of these, it's equal to the quantity of filet you would get in Le Cellier, but at about half the cost. So well done, Jeff. I just got one. It was just me traveling on this one. So I got that one. And then I got the cheese soup. And I'll tell you, that cheese soup is unreal. It is so good. Little spicy, very bacony. They serve it with like a little pretzel roll. So good.
I could go for that so much right now.
Oh my God.
All that stuff.
I'm thinking of it right now. I'm salivating right now as we're talking about it. It's so good.
Killer.
And it's never enough. I mean, they give you this little cup, I know it's sample size, but you got to get 3 of those, and then you got to get 3 of the fillets. Just make a meal out of it, guys.
And I would say you've got the milkshake. The Guinness milkshake is right close by too.
Yeah, that might even be a milkshake I would try. Not being a beer drinker, but I think that one's got enough.
That's got. You wouldn't recognize beer in that one, Glenn.
Yeah, awesome. And hey, I got to give shout out, even though it's not technically part of the festival, to my favorite barbacoa empanadas over at La Chosa de Margarita. That's the permanent kiosk that's out there. I dream about these, and they were as good as I remember. The little corn elote in a cup is so good, and I tried the smoky pineapple margarita at this point. So we'll get into the other margarita in a moment, but smoky pineapple was very, very, very delicious. And a little bit of heat between the empanadas and the elote, and that it's just a great little meal to put your mouth on fire and give you a little sweat as you're walking around and having a good time.
Glenn, I work so hard for you, and I try to train you properly, but you just go off the rails. And one of these days you're gonna come back home to that frozen lime margarita.
Yeah, when I'm with you, I get that lime margarita. But when I'm off on my own, like a bad kid misbehaving, I'm getting smoky pineapple. And hey, let's talk about it. So you go inside of the Mexican pavilion. You got La Chosa. No. La Cava. La Cava's inside.
Yeah.
La Cava de Margarita inside. And I was gonna get the avocado. I was thinking maybe.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
Oh no, the internet cut us off. And I had to go to the bathroom. But I am going to abruptly tease you now, because part 2 of the trip report will come next week. You'll get some more margarita stories. Big tips for the Toy Story Mania from Glenn. You know how he does so many great tips. And I am loving everyone who's taken advantage of his Rise of the Resistance tips. If you want to get that, go again onto our private Facebook group, or it's on our website. Look for the tips section of our website. I got it written out there. It tells you which episode you can listen to those tips. And next week we'll conclude the chat with Glenn and wish you a happy new year too. How about some shout outs? Well, of course, we're thanking you all for that original oil painting that Glenn did for us. Go to glenkessler.com if you'd like to purchase some of his prints, or commission him to do a portrait for you also. I highly recommend Glenn for so many reasons. Thank you so much, Glenn. Please support his artwork and his studio. go to glenkessler.com. Well, this week, I just want to thank you guys. I'm looking forward to some time off. I'm working on Monday, and then I am off until the new year. So I'm looking for some rest and relaxation. I hope you also are going to be having some downtime, some family time. Enjoy the Christmas holiday. There's always new hope in that new year. I'm looking forward to the new year. We'll bring Glenn back on to finish up this episode. We talked for 2 hours. He was also very helpful setting up our patreon.com. Had some new listeners join our patreon.com, and I've got Glenn to thank for that. And all of you that support me on patreon.com all year, go to Geekin on WW and patreon.com if you'd like to support us on a monthly basis. Thank you for supporting our travel agents, Jennifer Galambos, EJ Cruz. Merry Christmas to them. Reach out to them. Yeah, if we do get the stimulus check finally, definitely reach out to them for the new year. Let's look into going and supporting our Disney World cast members in the coming year and having great times down in the parks. Thank you so much to cousin Heather Stone Capel for that great intro. I'd love it for you guys. Hey, you got some time off? Create an intro for us. It's fun. Just tell us your name, where you're from, fun Disney World fact or two about yourself, and you go Geekin with Curtis and the whole Geekin family. You can email them to me, kurt.stone@geekinonww.com. Reach out to the Travelantiers, travelantiers@gmail.com. Look for EJ and Jennifer on their Jiminy Society Facebook page. Most of all, have an awesome Christmas, guys. I wish you and all your family, from the Geekin family, the Stone family, Mama, Lindsay, Harry III, Benjamin, Gray Tiger, Blackie, and Luke. All of us, our furry friends, and everyone here, we wish you a Merry Christmas. You've all brought light into our lives this past year, without doubt. Your continued support brings smiles and a little bit of magic home to all of us who enjoy our happy place and memories of Disney World. Thanks for going Geekin on Walt Disney World with us. You all mean the world to Mama and me. We appreciate you listening and geeking with us every single day. We love you, geeks. Have a magical day, and I hope all your dreams come true. Let's make some dreams come true out there all around the world.
Pause for a minute. Hey guys, I'm recording. You got to be really quiet, please, for a few more minutes. Okay? Thank you. The family just walked in.
Yeah.
We'll go fast.
That's all right. They'll just be noisy. Maybe.
Uh-oh. He's going to have to do that again.
Why?
Because we talked during it.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Was my family too loud? I went in and tried to.
No, I didn't hear it.
Yeah.
We'll be all right.
But they all showed up.
Here he comes. Oh, look at that.
What's up, man?
Check out the background.
Yeah, I got my virtual background. I'm in my studio today, so. Don't tell anybody. I'm not here. Yeah, how you been?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. Happy to be back, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it was a good trip. It was a great trip, but I love
going
my normal life, too.
Love going, love coming back. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's all good. Miss the little guys, too.
Absolutely.
Yeah. How's my audio?
It's good.
Okay, good. Yeah, this is my setup I use for class, but I moved everything into a different room. I'm doing a little renovation here to make the space a little more COVID friendly.
Okay.
Hopefully it's over soon, but knocking down some walls to get access to a window so I can open up the window in the spring and really circulate the air.
Yeah.
Should make people feel better about coming back into the studio. So don't have to do all my classes on Zoom.
I know. I can't wait. Get back to some normal stuff. All right.
Can't wait to get you back at Disney, of course. That's a normal thing needs to happen. Yeah.
What do you think? How long are we going to go, Glenn?
Oh my God, this could be a 4-hour one. That's why it's good to start at 10 a.m.
You get as much time. We could be here all day.
Yeah, someone was joking this could be a 2-parter. No, I mean, I've got my notes pretty well organized, so we'll buzz through things. But I know there are going to be some stories to tell, and there's lots of food, Kurt. I mean, this is like,
my friend, you got the floor. You take as long as you want. I got nothing to do. I have nothing to do all week. I'm gonna do my woodworking.
That's awesome. Yeah, you're off the whole week then? Yeah. That's great. Wow.
Yeah, well, you take 3, you get 5,
Smart. Yeah. Yeah, I'm off obviously last week.
I haven't been taking the time because of the pandemic. It's like nowhere to go. What's the incentive to? But I took a day. It was nice actually. I took a lot of Fridays off, and I'll take my Christmas time, and then I'm still going to carry over some days. So
that's what do you do on your days off? Just build things, right? You're doing with the pallets.
Lately I've had my little free pallet projects. And I did my last week. I get so into it, man. Time is just like doing something you enjoy, and time just flies. I'm sure you get that with painting. Even it's like, I look up and like I'm not even eating. I'm like just, I get, as I get closer. Sometimes it looks like you're not gonna get anywhere, and then as you get closer, like, wow, I could actually finish this or get to a point where I'm really excited about. So last week, this week's project was going to be the garage. Organizing my garage and I got a bunch of 2x4s to go up and do racks. So I built 2 racks in my garage, and I made a space for my little rolling bench that I built. So I'm kind of excited to build something. I'm going to build a grill cart. The other cart that I made, I'm going to use indoors for my wood projects. And now I'm going to build a grill cart for my grill.
That's awesome.
That's fun.
They're looking beautiful too. I mean, really well crafted.
Nah, they're not, but
well, they look it from distance on, postage stamp size.
Yeah, it's an illusion, but no, I'm actually, hey, they're practical. Like I use my Adirondack chair and my little, I built the footstool, but I also built the table. Man, they're heavy duty. They're comfortable. They work. I mean, I got to buy I got to get a sander, and maybe I'll put some, outdoor clear stuff to keep it. So, but
that's awesome. You have a table saw and everything?
No, I just have, I bought for $200. I got a combo pack from Home Depot, Ryobi, the cordless tools. And, and it's got it's a circular saw.
Yep. But
a hacksaw, and it's 2 drills. It's perfect for me.
That's awesome. Yeah, I like doing wood projects too, but I keep running up against, I need a table saw for ripping, because you can only do so much with, with a table. I've got a table saw, a miter saw, and that's great. But yeah, if
maybe down the road,
anything longer than about 12 inches, you got to get that table saw.
Yeah, if I get into it. My neighbor if I asked him, he would rip something for me if I wanted to. He's got
Oh, that's nice. That's good.
He would do it for me.
Outsourcing it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm doing stuff that I don't need that for right now. So.
Right. Well, we work with what you got.
All right, dude. Let's see. Let's go. Don't forget, you're going to get the permit after I introduce you. And you also get the...
That's such a goofy thing. I love that you do that.
The crowd. All right. I am ready. You ready?
Always.
Oh, hold on. I lost you.
Can you hear me now?
Yep, you're coming back.
You're going to have some editing to do on this one. I'm sorry.
Up until right there, it wasn't too bad. We're good.
Okay. Yeah, just let me know if we duck out, and I'll just kind of.
Actually, you know what? If you don't mind, I'm gonna go take a pee. I've had that problem lately. Let's take a quick break.
I'm gonna switch to a different. I've got 2 Wi-Fi's here. Let me see if it helps switching to the other one. If it drops, I'll just call you back. Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna go. Let's take a break, and we'll get back into it.
Sounds good.